What's good, y'all? Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Long Car Ride Chronicles, episode 38. Got a few things I want to talk to you guys about before we get into our topic of discussion during this car ride today, running a few errands. Before we get into that, actually, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, stay up to date with all of my future Teachable Tuesdays, content videos, all that good stuff. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who checked out the live stream this past Monday. I did my 1,000th video. It's kind of hard to believe that you'll even get to 1,000 videos until you've just been kind of doing what you've been doing for the longest. So I just want to let you know that you guys are appreciated. For those of you who are new to the channel, I've been on YouTube for 5 years. And a part of me kind of feels a little guilty, you know, knowing I could have pushed a little bit more. I've been consistent really these past 2 years. That's helped the channel grow immensely, of course, with you guys, you know, help, because I can't do this without y'all. But best believe I'm putting my foot down on all necks. Because guess what? It is time to get this messages out here. It is time to grow. The people need to hear some positive talk, and that's what I'm here for. That's what Teachable Tuesdays is all about. Also, Long Car Ride Chronicles update. So, there is still a small possibility. I'm not saying that this is a high possibility, but a small possibility that the Long Car Ride Chronicles may take a small break at some point. I'm hoping it does not. As of right now, things are still in the clear. I am going to be working on getting videos out there a little bit more in advance. Well, not in advance, but like recording material more far in advance to kind of help out the cause. But I'm just giving you guys a heads up so that way there's no surprise. I don't have an official update yet, but as always with this channel, I try my best to keep you guys informed at all times about everything that's going on. That way, in case something crazy happens, I can just go ahead and you'll know the 411. I'm also going to be recording a lot more content in advance in general. The school year is almost over with me, so that means that I will have more time, sort of, to record more content because I will have 3-day weekends. And since I have 3-day weekends, that helps out tremendously with having more time. But without further ado, today's video, and I know the topic probably threw some of you guys off, and if it did, good, because that was the goal. It's called Give Up. Just quit. And shout out to my jihad family out there. You know, for those of you who know, you know, Cookman stuff. But anyways, Cookman band stuff to be related. But yeah, literally, guys, just quit. Just give up. I'm going to just let you think about that for a second, because I know some of y'all probably ready to click off this video now. Marcus, what? Give up, quit. That's not what this channel is about. You said you're here to motivate me, encourage me, and inspire me to be a better me. Ain't that your motto? How am I being a better me if I'm quitting, if I'm giving up? Well, hold your horses before you answer that question, or before I answer that question. Quit and give up on the things that no longer serve your purpose. Quit and give up on the things or the people that no longer serve your purpose, that are not of your benefits. If you are anything like me and you are currently listening to this in the background and you're watching this video, you are probably a fighter. You probably fight until you can't fight no more. You will literally fight until you can't even lift half of a finger up. That's how much of a fighter you are. And if you've gotten this far, I want to commend you. There are not a lot of people on this planet that will fight for what they believe in truly till they can't fight no more. I want to let you know that is an amazing feat to have as a human being. But that is also very flawed. It's amazing because it shows that you have a heart of gold. It shows that you care, especially in a world that does not give two craps about you. But you also have to use that same logic in knowing that because the world doesn't give two craps about you, you have to know how to stop while you are ahead. Next to the God Almighty himself, there is not a more important thing in this world than you. Not your kids, not your family, not your friends, not your significant other. Not saying that they are not important. Obviously they are, most definitely. But I'm talking about The most important thing next to God is you. So if you are important, let me ask you this. Why are you giving energy to people, to things, to situations that do not benefit you by any means whatsoever? I had to walk away from both a thing and a person as of recent, because those two things did not benefit me at all. Not only did they not benefit me, I was putting energy into those things and not getting the return investment. And I've talked about return investments on this channel before. I ain't gonna get too much into that. Now, sometimes you need to be patient, right? Patience is a virtue. You have to play the patience game in order for things to take place. But sometimes, just as important as it is to play the patience game, it's just as important to know that it just might be time to start putting the energy into something else. Sometimes what you mistake as patience is really just you simply wasting your time. Like I said again, I talked about return investments before on this channel. I'm not saying that everything has to be transactional. No, not at all. Everything does not have to be transactional. Everything is not going to be transactional. Everything should not be transactional. But if there's one thing you can't get back in this life, it's what? I want you to think about that for a second. Pause the video and comment below. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to think about that. What is one thing in this life that you absolutely cannot get back to this so dire? You got the answer yet? Starts with a T. Time. You can't get time back. You can always make more money. You can always get more opportunities. You can't get time. What happened yesterday is gone. You can't go back in time, at least not as of yet. If any of you guys have time travel, hey, let me know. Let me know. I would love to go back in time. But you can't. As it stands right now, at least not here on this planet, you can't. So sometimes you have to simply know that, hey, enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. It's time to quit. In most cases, I would tell you, don't quit. Don't give up. I'm a firm believer in that. Trying your best until all of your options are exhausted. But sometimes you have to know that if it acts like a duck, quacks like a duck, moves like a duck, it's a duck. If it looks like a dead situation, if it acts like a dead situation, if it presents itself as a dead situation, it's probably dead. And I can appreciate the fact that you tried to give it as much life as you could. You tried to give it CPR. You took it to the hospital. You did everything that you could. The situation is dead, y'all. It's gone. It's a done deal. There's nothing more that you can do about it. So you're like, Marcus, what do I do if my situation is dead? Leave. Well, Marcus, I want to give it a proper burial. I want to pay my respect. No. Just leave it where it is. Leave that person, leave that thing, leave that situation where it was dead. Okay, not literally as far as the person, don't do that from a literal sense. Please, God, no. Call for an ambulance. Call for help if you see somebody, in life danger. But I'm talking about metaphorically, right? Leave them. Leave it. I'm sorry about the fact that it's been gone for the longest. But let me tell you something interesting about death, right? What happens when you eat something that is not good for your body? What does your body do? It regurgitates it. Or it comes out on the other end. Why is that the case? Plain and simple. That's the case because that's the body's way of saying, hey, bruh, this ain't good for us. We got to let it go. That's exactly what the body is doing. It is letting the system know there's something that has entered that we cannot utilize. And it is time to get rid of it. That's why that happens. It is the same way in things that are going on in your life. For the longest, and regardless if you believe in God or any form of spirituality or not, for the longest, you've probably known that there was a person or a situation that you need to let go of. You felt it. You felt this urge. You felt this feeling. And you refuse to let it go, and it is making you sick. Because that is your spirit telling you this is no longer serving me a purpose. And based on what I believe in, because I'm a Christian, I believe that God has a very unique way of saying, hey, it's time to let this go. And then when you don't let it go, what ends up happening? You suffer more and more and more. I'll give you an example. I'm going to get real personal with you guys for a second. So basically, with my situation, with the individual that I had to like really just walk away from finally, I noticed that it was one of those things where no matter how hard I tried, it just wasn't working out. No matter how hard I tried to pour my heart into this individual. Okay, sorry about that. My phone was like overheating. I don't know what happened. But anyways, yeah, no matter how much I tried to pour my heart into this individual, you know, try to make time for them, it was like they were always too busy, and I noticed it wasn't initially like that at first. And, you know, unfortunately, this wasn't just a, you know, oh, it's, you know, meet a new person. No, this was someone who was in my past and that it came back. And this is one of the reasons why I tell you guys, don't involve yourself with people from your past. Because if it didn't work out, it's probably not going to work out in the future. Now, yes, you do have those rare instances where it does, but for the most part, it does not. So, yeah, there's that. And when I made the initial decision to walk away, it felt good. It felt like, you know, things were going well in my life swimmingly. And then a person made a comeback. And it's just, when people want to be there for you, they will be there for you. When people want to give you what you need, they will. When situations are supposed to give you what you need, it will. And when it doesn't, you just have to simply be like, you know what? It's cool. You know, you have to be willing to give up on whatever does not serve you. You have to be willing to let go of whatever is not going to be of a benefit. Because when you don't, what ends up happening is you put yourself in a position where once you know the truth, it's your job to exercise through the truth. So if you continue to waste more time, worst case scenario, which that is the worst case scenario, then, because a lot of people think the worst case scenario is the pain and what you go through. That's not the worst case scenario, because you'll feel pain from doing things you're supposed to be doing. That's just a part of life. But it's the pain along with the loss of time that makes it what's the word I'm looking for? Makes it very damaging, right? So bottom line is, I'm not saying don't quit on things that are worth it. Not saying don't quit on people that are worth it. If they are worth it, if it is worth it, if you see progress and it's just not happening at a fast rate, then by all means, continue to push forward. But if you notice that there is lack of reciprocation, or let me rephrase my last statement, because sometimes slow progress is just as bad as no progress. And I'm not saying that you should rush things to happen in your life. No, you should definitely take your time. Sometimes it's best to allow God to help you see the play develop. But sometimes you got to understand that there are most certainly moments where it's like, you know what? This is really not serving me. This thing is dragging me along. I've been working on this project for 10 years and ain't seen not near one piece of a result. And it's not because you ain't worked hard enough on it. It's because this ain't meant for you, big dog. Or you've been spending time with this man or this woman trying to make something happen. Not even spending time with them, trying to spend time with them. And it's always an excuse. It's always something. And not only is it something, but there's no alternative to that something. Because I always tell people, when you're pursuing somebody that you really like, they're not going to always be able to make time for you when you want to make time for them. But if they like you enough, they're going to at least come up with an alternative so that way that can happen. When those things are not taking place, that's when it's time for you to, pull yourself out and keep it moving otherwise. So, hope this helps, guys. It's Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining in. As always, if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, stay up to date. And, hey, we'll talk soon. Peace.